So welcome back, guys. This is also important, one of the important lecture which I'm very much interested to discuss with you. So this is the lecture number 15 of continuing the Nyquist criteria. Okay. So until now we just discussed about what is S-plane and what is S-plane. After a whole point we just mapped in Q of S. Okay, and we took the contour of like pretending that we just took the contour, that means right half plane, assuming that there is a open loop system having the right half poles and zeros, and we did that. Now that means we're not in the previous sections, we have not taken the cases, just we have assumed that this is a system, open loop system having the right half, left half poles and left half poles, and this is a system having right half poles. So we are interested in this pole. Okay, so whether this pole is giving any necessary input, necessary valid points for Nyquist criteria. So after seeing this, what I said is, the before section, if open loop system is straight away saying that there is a right half pole. So right half pole means my system is unstable, you know that. But in Nyquist criteria, for this S-plane contour, that is my S-plane contour, that is, if I assume that there may be a right half plane, a right half poles, then we'll get a contour like this. In this we have encirclement of 1 anticlockwise direction, and we confine that the n equal to p. So if n equal to p, here n is 1 and p is 1 and z is equal to 0, if assuming that z equal to 0 means there is no right half zeros of the roots 1 plus g of s h of s, that is, system is, we are doing it is stable. We are not taking any points of origin here. Okay, in this case only this is scales also. Now what if points in the origin plane? So what is the points in the origin plane means? So if we have points in j omega axis, what happens? So until now we have not taken that cases. Now let us see if the open loop poles on the j omega axis. Okay, this is my open loop transfer function. In this transfer function there is no open loop poles in the j omega axis. But what if there is a open loop poles on the j omega axis? Now the S-plane contour which I am taking have to be modified. Okay, so there has to be modified of this contour, that is something have to done. So avoiding that, by what I do is, so if we use the Nyquist criteria directly, the S-plane contour would pass through a singular point. So there is a chance of, if we use directly this point, there is a chance of the singularity. So what we are intending to do, our contour should not pass through that 1 minus 1 plus j omega, j0. So we have to bypass something. So for that, what we have to do is, we need to make a modified so as to bypass the points on the j omega axis. Okay, so how we'll see that we have to take a new contour which will bypass the j omega axis. Okay, that is the idea. So what we'll take is, so we have to bypass the j omega axis. That means I have to take my new contour like this. So what I'm doing is, at this small point I'm skipping the j omega axis. So it is maybe a longer one, but so for answering purpose, I'm taking, this is my new contour. So where I'm bypassing the j omega axis. Okay, something I'm doing this. So why I'll bypass, you'll understand later. So and I'm going with then my modified. Okay, before we took, this is my contour. Now I just bypassing these things. That means I am skipping the pole at origin. So in of open loop system, that is pole at. So I'm skipping some points here. You should notify that. Okay, so there is a points in j omega axis. So I'm skipping that points. I'm naming this semicircle. So the semicircle is given by epsilon naught e power j theta, where epsilon naught is tending to 0. So in referring to that, why I took epsilon naught something as assumption. So in RH criteria, you have note that. So when my one of the pole at some column got 0, right? In one of the column got 0, I took epsilon naught value, and with epsilon naught value, and again I continued the row with epsilon naught tends to 0. I followed that for completed the row service criteria. In a similar fashion, I just did the I'm saying that open loop poles on the genomic axis, which will be hurdle for our system to be unstable. So that's why I'm bypassing that thing. Okay, so I'm taking that and naming it epsilon tends to 0 to infinity and e power minus j t. So if we case when my theta, so I'm starting from minus j infinite, and from 0 to infinite, this is 0 to infinite, and this is from j infinite. That means my contour is in clockwise direction from minus infinity to 0, and from 0 to infinite, and from infinity to, I'm taking this is my S-plane points and bypassing the contour, and this theta here, this theta is varied from minus infinity to plus infinity. Sorry, minus 90 to 90 degrees. So as you know that this is 0, this is 90, this is 270, 180, this is 270. Actually this is minus 90. From minus 90 to plus 90, this theta is varied. From minus 90 here, plus 90, and the semicircle is followed. Okay. So this is a new contour with you. Now let us move to with example. I'll explain why so with the example I will explain why I took this bypassing thing. So in case compared to previous sections, to verify the Nyquist criteria, I should consider the open loop system. Okay, so k into some s into t of s plus 1. So in the previous lecture, there is no pole in the origin. Okay, now I introduce a pole in the origin. That means pole in the origin means what is the open loop poles on the j omega axis. So in j omega axis, pole at origin is also one of the pole at origin. Okay, one of the pole at j omega axis. Okay, pole at origin means it is also a pole at j omega axis. So we just take it one pair. So if so for this, what I will do is to get S-plane contour. For this contour, I could get that contour. For that S-plane contour, I should have mapping, right? With that mapping only, we'll define the stability. So now to get, we know this contour. So we already predetermined the contour. This is my contour. Okay. So this is minus j infinity and this is infinity, and this is the function u naught. So in place of this, what I'll do is I'll substitute my s equal to form. So s equal to j omega I should substitute, and h of j omega equal to k by j omega into 1 plus j omega plus 1. Okay. So I'll draw the polar plot. In later part, what I generally took is, so these are semicircle plots I'm getting. So for what s, so instead of s, you substitute this function. So substitute s equal to e power so epsilon naught e power j theta in this function. So I'll obtain so I'll obtain this function as k by epsilon naught e power j theta t of epsilon naught e power j theta plus 1. Okay. Now this epsilon naught is epsilon naught tends to 0. Okay. Now for every points, what I'm doing is, now what is the SQ mapping is saying that for each and every point I should have a mapping here. Okay, that will encircle minus 1 point j0. Okay, now if epsilon n tends to 0, what happening here is we'll concentrate on this section. Okay, so in this section generally we plotting that, but we're not concentrated in this section. If you consider this section, like that is, I'm concentrating on this contour, on this semicircle only, s points. For that, what happening is, as e tends to 0, what happening, this k value, so when my limit epsilon n tends to infinite, tends to 0, I'm getting something finite value. Okay, and the theta value, what happens here, minus j theta it is happening. So I'm varying in this, as well this is a function of e power minus j theta is my function. I'm varying epsilon naught. If I'm varying epsilon naught, I'm getting infinite value. That means I'm in Q mapping, I should place for 0, for initial value, an infinite value. With what angle means, here theta is varied from minus 90 to plus 90. So here, in this function, minus 90 to plus 90, if when it comes to here, it is varying from where minus theta of this 90 means 90. Okay. So at minus 90, at epsilon n tends to 0, I am getting infinite magnitude value and at 90 degrees. So this is one point. So on, if epsilon n tends to 0, epsilon tends to getting 0 means my value is always will be finite infinite value, but the angle varies from minus 90 to plus 90. That means here my angle is varied from plus 90 to minus 90 means I will obtain the QS plane like this. That means with infinite magnitude, I can plot another semicircle from minus 90 to minus 90. If my open loop system exists a pole, I will have a mapping like this. This is the main thing you need to understand. Okay. So this is a major thing. So what I am telling is here, in this S-plane contour, if I am having any pole and origin, and if I want to plot these poles at origin, if for mapping purpose, I am taking this as a function. In this function, if I substitute this in here, I am from epsilon n tends to 0, this whole function k by e something k by 0 is infinite. So I am plotting that infinite magnitude, and angle is from minus 90 to, it is varying from minus 90 to plus 90. Here it will vary from plus 90 to minus 90. That means I'll get a semicircle in larger manner. Okay, so this is what here is. So in now other thing happens here. Now what about this thing? Okay, so here now the major another part is, which we'll understand here is, for this whole function I have a Nyquist plot. What is the Nyquist plot? For this whole function, if you rewrite, if you go back to your previous classes while drawing the polar plots, for this system I have the polar plot for omega equal to 0. If you substitute omega equal to 0, what is the magnitude I got? Infinite magnitude. What omega equal to 0? Okay, and angle is what? Minus 90. Angle is minus 90, and omega tends to infinite. What is it becoming? It is getting 0, and with the angle of minus 180. So I can plot this polar plot like that. Okay, and if from 0 to plus infinity, omega infinite, from minus infinite to 0, I get another polar plot like this. So if I complete this whole section with omega, that is from 0 to 90, sorry, 0 to infinite, and from minus infinite to minus 0, and minus 0 to 0 plus, from minus 0 to, from 0 to infinite plus infinite, I'll fill this like this, and from minus infinity to omega value from minus infinity to 0 means same mirror image of this, and obtain like this. This is omega equal to 0 to omega equal to infinite, and omega equal to minus infinite to omega equal to 0 minus, and from 0 minus to plus 0. This is the polar plot I obtained. Okay, Nyquist plot, total Nyquist plot I obtained. Okay, we draw the total of Nyquist plot by considering the pole at origin. Then what are the matter of stability? My stability concern is, this is I drawn the polar plot for open loop system for my betting that is a closed loop pole, closed loop system. Okay, that is, it should be encircled in what? Minus 1 plus j0. So if this is my point of minus 1 plus j0 will be residing here, but actual plot is here. So that is no encirclement here. Here is for stability concern, what we have to see is my encirclement is 0. If my encirclement is 0, then what is the stability? And number of poles in the right half plane also 0. Right half plane also 0. So n equal to p minus z is the stability. So n is 0 and p is 0. Ultimately, z is also 0. So z is 0 means there is no right side half plane of the closed loop system. Right side zeros on the closed loop system. Then my system is stable. Okay. So this is all the analysis of Nyquist. If you use the root locus, so this is a complexity did by Nyquist, which is will understand what major usage will have some gain margin and phase margin later part. But before going to answer that, what we see the system stability by root locus. For example, pole at origin means this is my pole at origin, and this system somewhere here. Here what happens, there will be a root locus exist in between here. Okay. Now for k equal to 0 to infinite, my entire root locus will locate in the right half S-plane. Straight away I am saying that my system is stable. Not a big problem. Okay. But Nyquist is saying something differently. Okay. With varying omega frequency from 0 to infinite and there's all these things. Okay. So there will be difficulty thing is acting, but you need to know the things pretty well. Okay. So I'm taking another example now. Now let us take another example. So where this Nyquist is giving a clear-cut answering for the system right now. Now my contour is, this is my contour. Since I'm having 2 poles at the origin, so I can take directly like this. This is my contour, and this is from j omega to plus minus j omega, and so 0 minus 0 plus, and this is 0 minus 2, sorry, this is minus omega minus 0 and 0 plus 2 j infinite, and this is S-plane plots. This is S-plane contour I'm taking. For this contour, I want to draw the Nyquist plot for based on the open loop plasma. I need to get closed loop function. Okay, that is the different matter. Now what we'll do for this closed loop contour, bypass contour, I want to map something. So I want to map initially what I'll do. This whole system limit s tends to infinite. So epsilon tends to 0. I should substitute all the s values with epsilon naught functions. Okay, that is e square e power 2 zeta. So s is equal to what? Epsilon naught e power j theta. I substitute, if you do s square, I get e square e power the theta is 2 theta, and t as a t into e power minus j theta plus 1. Now what I observe that, so I'll have to observe that the function here, this whole function, limit epsilon tends to 0, this magnitude I'm getting infinite anyway. Okay, so magnitude I'll get infinite, but my theta is varied from here, what here, in this my theta is varied from minus infinity to plus infinity, but here in this function the theta is going e power minus j theta. That means it is minus theta into 2 minus of, I'll get the theta value here is varying from 180 to minus 90, right? So if you substitute theta minus 90 here, now what happens, minus of 2 into minus 90, I'll get 180, and from 2 to, so 90 into minus of 2 into 90, that is minus 180. That is my from values of where, from minus omega value from minus 0 to plus 0, okay, plus 0. So you just keep in mind from minus 0 to plus 0, the theta is varied from 180 to minus 90 with infinite magnitude. So my magnitude is infinite, and the phase is varied from 180 to minus 180 with omega equal to minus 0 to plus 0. Okay. Now let us draw our normal polar plot. So normal polar plot information gives us, that is what, if j of j omega, h of j omega, if you substitute k by j omega square, so t omega plus 1, for omega equal to 0 to infinite, what is happening? We have to examine that. For omega equal to 0, I'll get, what is the magnitude I'll get? I'll get infinite magnitude. That means somewhere I'll get here, right half, left half infinite magnitude with what angle is the angle of this. So I'm directly giving, so you don't, so angle of it is minus 180. Hope you got this. What is the angle of, what is the angle? Let us draw. That is, I'm having two poles at origin, so minus 90 plus minus 90, minus tan inverse of omega. So this is my phase. Okay, this is my phase, and the magnitude for this I'll get like this. So k by, so omega square into root over omega t square omega square plus 1. This is my magnitude for omega equal to 0 and magnitude and theta. And for omega equal to 0, what is the magnitude obtained? Obtain infinity. What is the angle is? So minus 90 and minus of 0 is minus 180. Okay. For up to infinite, I am varying. Okay. My first concern. Up to infinite, I vary is what is the magnitude I will obtain? At infinite omega, what is the magnitude is 0. What is the angle? Minus 90 minus of, again minus 90, that is minus 270. Then what I can draw? So from omega tends to infinite, this is minus, so let us have at omega equal to 0, I have a magnitude infinite with angle minus 180. So this is my minus 180 angle. Okay, I'm looking like this. Okay, I'm looking like this. This point is looking like this, let us assume. At infinite, when omega equal to infinite, what is the magnitude I got? 0. That is 0. Where, how it ends? At minus 180. So this is my plot. Okay, so this is my angle minus 270. You know that. 0, minus 90 and minus 180. So mirror image of that, for this is from 0 to infinite, from minus infinity to 0, I'll obtain like this. Okay, I'll obtain like, we don't touch this. Okay, we don't touch this. So now it is a time to understand carefully, guys. So omega equal to minus infinity, from 0 to 180 it again, from minus 180 to 0 minus 0 I got, but these don't touch. Okay, you need to understand that. Now I got touched here, but here minus infinity to, from here what happening is from minus 0 to this contour I am varying plus 0, where it is varied from 180 to minus 180. That means it will take from minus 180 to, it will start its journey. My contour of two poles, it starts the journey, and it will again enter like this. So with minus 180, it is getting outside, and with plus 180, it is getting inside. That is, if I draw like this, this is my actual, I want to show like this. Yeah. So this is infinite point, and this is 0, and this is magnitude infinite. Okay. But we are concentrating on frequency. Omega equal to 0 and omega equal to infinite plus infinite, and this is omega equal to minus infinite and equal to minus 0. From minus 0, it started minus 0. From minus 0, it started with plus 180 degrees, and it terminated with minus 180. Okay, minus 180 means it is looking like this. Okay, so what happening here is we have got two encirclements. So this is what we are ultimately we have to do after all doing this, whether it is encircling minus 1. So minus 1 plus j0 point will be located like this. Okay, so in the clockwise direction it is encircling once. In either, so from here to here it is encircling once, and from here to here it is enclosing. So number of encirclements are 2 here. Okay, now I got this plot. So number of encirclements is 2 here. Now according to Nyquist criteria, n equal to p minus z, this is the ultimate thing we have to know. So number of Nyquist plot, number of encirclements is 2, and the number of right side poles is 0, and the number of zeros will be 2. Okay, that means, so we have to make mod also. So that means there will be 2 zeros of the roots of 2. Z zeros means 2 means 2 roots, 2 zeros of closed loop system. Sorry, 2 zeros of the roots, like 1 plus j. This function having 2 roots. If this function having 2 roots means this function will be located in like this, 1 plus g of j omega h of j omega. That is closed loop poles of this open loop system are 2 in the right half as plane. That means the system is unstable. Okay, this is the point you need to understand. So by this is encircling 2 times, I am setting so and so and okay, okay. With root locus technique, we can do analysis with the same which I explained before. So I want to prove something here. I am saying that for this open loop system with the Q map of the closed loop function, I am saying that is encircling 2 times, and I am saying this there are the right half poles and zeros and all respectively. Okay, bye. Finish. Now let us draw the root locus for this function. So if we draw the root locus for this section, I am having 2 poles at origin and 1 pole at left half plane. Okay. For this I want to draw means how many branches I will get. Number of branches, number of poles is through, and number of branches is 3. Out of this which have no zeros, all branches will tend to infinite, right? So all n branches tend to infinite with the angle of asymptote 60, 180, regular. At k equal to 0, if we start its journey, so this will start its journey in the left half, which is tends to infinity 180 degrees. From here to here, it is tends to 60 degrees. From here to here, it is 300 degrees. That means with opening only, k equal to 0, my root locus are straight away going right side. So if we say straight away going right side means system is generally unstable. But in that Nyquist criteria, with varying frequencies, but here varying k value, we are finding the root locus technique for stating the system unstable or unstable. But here the omega value of the system transfer function. So straight away going to start first thing, this is my system, open loop system, let us say, and this is my input frequency omega. I am getting some responses with varying input frequency from 0 to, not from 0 to infinite. Again it is adding from 0 to infinite and plus 0 to plus infinite and minus infinity to minus 0 and from minus 0 to plus 0. So where I took minus 0 to plus 0, why? Because there may be an assumption that the open loop folds having zeros. So keeping in that mind, I have bypassed this contour and I draw this Nyquist criteria and proved that it will encircle 2 times. If it encircle 2 times, then my system will be unstable by plotting, getting z equal to 2. So this is just 2 special cases. So there are many special cases, and so if there will be a systems we don't know, so Nyquist is just to understand the things, but in real time we won't follow this Nyquist criteria. We'll go to Bode plot. I'll explain why we'll go to Bode plot. So this is just for 2 poles I got system like this. In case assuming that there may be a 4 poles or 5 poles, I'll get system like this. So for this analyzing is a bit difficult. So number of encirclements, counterclockwise directions and anti-clockwise directions. So bit difficult thing plot I'll get Q map. So which is understanding for purpose, it is not difficult. If you draw for this nth order system in the software, we'll get plot of the Nyquist. Okay, that is another issue. In the next class, we'll discuss some topic called relative stability, and we'll finish this Nyquist plot. Thank you guys.